champion now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The Doctor and the Driver podcast
starts now.
Welcome to episode 12 of The Doctor and the Driver. This is the driver, Gage, joined by the Doctor, Alex, and the producer of the show.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Doing good. Good night. Another week in the life, you know?
Another week in the life, for sure.
Yeah. I think, dude, I don't know about you, but, like, where I am, I think people are starting to fucking go insane. Like,
no, I don't think so here, man. I think we got it under control.
People here are starting to say, fuck it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we're good over here, man. I think
the amount of people that, like, when, like, the first week of this shit, like, dude, because I had to go to work, like, no one was out. No one was on the roads. Like, fucking, it was like, oh, this is weird. Dude, I literally had traffic going to work on Friday. I was like, what the fuck?
You know, it's crazy. I don't notice a single difference in traffic here.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever have. I feel like maybe because we got it first, like, we got it figured out. I think we're good, like, on deaths now.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, people's, like, state of mind. Like,
I understand. I think because we've got it. I think because for the most part we got it under control. Like people are just living normal. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, honestly, my day to day hasn't changed that much. It really hadn't. To be honest, I mean, I've been going to work, but other than that, I still stop at the gas station or go to the grocery store or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Do they make you wear masks?
Mm-mm.
See, like, Pennsylvania, it is a state order. You're not allowed to go in anywhere without a mask.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's not.
Funny.
We, like I said, like, nothing really changed. We don't have to wear that. We don't have to wear that stuff here.
Yeah.
On base, like, I pour concrete on base. Like, we're supposed to wear masks there, which is funny because I took a load on base there last week, and no one told me that. Like, they were supposed to give it to me before I left the plant, and I was like, I don't have a mask because there was a driver behind me who was like, you have a mask, right? Because I was sitting there waiting, and another driver came, and I'm like, no. He's like, you have to have a mask on this base. And I got there, and all the guys on the job, none of them had masks on. I was like, all right, I guess I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, none of them had masks on, even though we were supposed to. Yeah. So, like, all, like, the sailors and stuff walking around had masks, and we're just sitting right in front of them pouring, and, like, no one there has a mask. I mean, pretty typically, construction people don't give a fuck about really anything. So
yeah.
Well, you worked in construction before. I'm sure you get that.
Jacare, yeah.
What we got to talk about tonight in general, we'll start off talking about Submission Underground 13 because it just happened. So I guess if you're not a grappling fan, sorry. We'll start with that, and then MMA news. We've actually got some good stuff to talk about this week. I feel like it's the first time we've actually had stuff to talk about because
it's exciting.
The card has been officially posted and announced.
And officially licensed and officially sanctioned, and, like, it's real.
Yeah. So
bet lines are out.
And like, that's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Crazy. Sooner than I thought, you know. I guess being ignorant, you think when you hear the next month, you're like, oh, it's still a while away. Because I hear May, I'm like, oh, it's still a while away. Literally 2 weeks from now. So that's pretty quick. And then we got some MMA news we'll get into. And then I guess that's it. We got UFC 249 to talk about. Some other cards were announced we can talk about. And then Submission Underground and MMA news. Alex, if you want to kick us off with what we're talking about first, go ahead.
Yeah, so I guess we should start with what just happened, which was Submission Underground. So yeah, I didn't start watching it until this quarantine because that's when I got UFC Fight Pass. So that's the only way you can really watch it. But like, I've only seen the quarantine versions of them where the dudes are like all, you know, in long sleeve and like look like it's fucking winter rolling around. Yeah, but it's like, I think that setup is clearly what the UFC is gonna mirror itself of. Like, I think that's what we're gonna see. Like, how we're gonna see the May 9th card is gonna be like that.
Yeah.
which is just a ref and 2 fighters. I don't know. Have you
And
seen
a doctor.
talk and a doctor? Have you seen anything about how the UFC? I assume that's going to be. They'll probably have 2 corner guys.
They have to have. I would assume they have. I can't imagine a fighter
And
not having a coach. You know what I mean? So
and
they probably will all have. But that's so tricky because, like, let's say they only have 1 corner, right? That's tricky. So, like, multiple coaches are obviously super important.
Did you see they're only allowing 1? Have you seen anything?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't seen.
I would assume only 1, but I don't know what the rules are there. Maybe the rules at maybe there are no specific 10 and under, 12 and under rules. You know, maybe they'll just go no crowd but still go full corner. You know, who knows? Obviously they're not going to be wearing long sleeves and shit like they are at Submission Underground. They'll definitely be shirtless, right? So, I can't imagine. 1 coach is tricky, man. 1 coach is super tricky because, like, Tony Ferguson always has Eddie Bravo in his corner. Eddie Bravo is not going to be coaching him striking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
so that's tricky.
Who did you send me the other day that was talking about how he like hates hearing his coaches? It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's an old clip from Mike Perry.
Yeah, where he was like,
I wish I could tell him to shut the fuck
dude.
up.
He's like, you get in there. He's like, I don't want to get punched.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. That's so funny.
That's pretty good. It made me chuckle.
He goes, yeah, he's like there in the corner going, go, go, go. I'm like,
you
fucking
go. Yeah.
Fuck you, you go. I'm not trying to get hit right now.
Yeah, but
Mike Perry's a funny motherfucker. Sidebar, I feel like he's. I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion. I feel like he's only a mediocre fighter. I know that sounds shitty, but I think he's more popular. I think he's more popular for his personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
and his style. He's a slugger. Like, he don't give a fuck. Like, he'll stand there and throw bombs with you. But he's got my favorite weigh-ins. One of my favorite weigh-ins. I don't know if you can find it. It might be my favorite weigh-in moment. It's funny as fuck. Where he goes up, they weigh in, right? And then Mike Perry reaches his hand out to shake. I don't remember who the guy was, to shake the guy's hand. And when the guy goes to reach towards his hand, Mike Perry pulls it back and goes, "Thought you had a friend, boy!" Ah! And yells at the guy's face.
All right.
It's funny as fuck, I think, because it's like perfect acting. He bows his head and like reaches his hand out, and as soon as the guy reaches for it, he puts his hands up and goes, "Thought you had a friend, boy!" Ah! It's really, really funny.
I'll have to find that.
Oh, it's funny as shit. But yeah, I don't see how. That was a small tangent, I guess. I can't imagine them having 1 corner, man. That's tough. Everyone has guys in the corner for a specific reason.
Yeah.
You know, most people have a wrestling coach, a jiu-jitsu coach, a striking coach, and sometimes even a head coach separate of all of them. So that's squirrely. I don't know. I'm excited to see. I mean, This is like history in the making, like legitimately. But anyways, we'll get back to Submission Underground. You can go ahead and start us off with whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about?
We can talk
just
about
the co-main and the main. Let's talk about the co-main.
Okay. So it was Paige Van
Mr. Van Zandt. Austin, I think it's Vanderford is how you say it. He's a stud, dude. He's a really good Bellator
fighter. Neck tattoo with like a fucking eyeball or whatever the hell that is. Like,
yeah.
Trippy.
He's like the JRE eyeball on his freaking neck.
On his fucking neck. That probably hurt like a motherfucker.
I'd imagine.
Dang.
He's tough, man. It's crazy that guy's a purple belt. Honestly, that's.
He's only a purple belt. And he beat a black belt today? Okay, well, spoiler. He won. Upset. By the Boogeyman. What a great nickname.
Yeah, Richie Martinez, I think is his name. I actually know a guy who trained. I know a guy who trains under him, actually.
That guy, like, just looks like...
he's much older.
A regular old guy. It's just, like, the Boogeyman.
He'll fuck you up, dude. He's a savage. Yeah. I know a guy who trains under him. I'll tell you a funny story. I was gonna tell you this like at random, like way before we started recording. This happened a few days ago. So remember the meme I posted of the dude talking to the chick, and he's like, "They're called leg locks. They're the best."
Yeah, the Astro
right?
guy. Yeah.
That one.
The
okay.
Astro guy meme.
Is that what it's called, Astro Guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So quite a few people liked it. It was a pretty popular meme, picture of mine. And one of the guys that liked it, is a guy who I'm not even friends with, or I guess they're not friends, what they call following on Instagram. Not even following him. He didn't follow me. And I've talked about him on this podcast before. And I haven't seen him in like over a year. And he doesn't even know it's me. That's my Instagram.
That's kind of funny.
I see it, and it's his name is Alex. I won't say his last name, but his name's Alex. And I talked about him before, how he was like the leg lock dude at our gym. And then he moved to San Diego and trains under the Boogeyman at 10th Planet. I see that this guy, again, I won't say his last name, but his name's Alex. I'm like, Alex? And then I obviously read his last name. I'm like, wait a second. I know this guy. I literally have pictures of myself with this guy. And I click on his Instagram page, and it's him. And he obviously has no idea that Driver MMA is me. And he liked my picture. I'm not even friends with the guy.
Yeah,
I'm like, I know this dude.
He found you through the links or the hashtags.
I guess, yeah. And he trains at 10th Planet now under the Boogeyman at 10th Planet San Diego.
Dude, maybe he'll come on. We can talk to him.
He probably would if I asked him. He's
Yeah.
a pretty cool guy. He's a tattoo artist. Yeah, he's a savage, man. I remember one of the black belts was I think I told this fucking story, but I'll say it briefly. When I first started training there, this guy, he's a purple or brown belt now, but he was a blue belt at the time. And when I first started training, and the black belt who was like introducing me to like the system, like when I started, like basically when I signed up type shit, he was like, yeah, like people get hurt from this and that, like, and because he was talking about injuries, and he's like, most people don't get hurt from like getting submitted, you know what I mean? He was like, legs are pretty dangerous. They're kind of the new jiu-jitsu game, or the leg game. And then like the Alex dude just walked in. He's like this motherfucker is one of the best leg lockers I've ever seen, and he's a blue belt. He's like, this guy leg locks me all the time. And this guy I'm talking to is a professional MMA fighter. I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty cool. And then I kind of started fucking with legs since then. But anyways, I just thought it was a funny story that this guy trains under the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
And he liked one of my pictures, and I'm like, this guy doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
Right. But anyways, yeah, Austin is a purple belt, but I think he's a super high level wrestler though. So it's kind of a big advantage. But it's kind of like a not a good look for the Boogeyman.
Yeah, well, that's what Chael was saying by himself again.
Surprised he even took the fight.
Obviously, Chael didn't listen to the podcast and hear our critiques about maybe getting someone else in there with him. I think he can sit with someone 6 feet away and give another fucking aspect to the commentary. But yeah, so he was saying how like a lot of black belts don't like to go in with.
Well, you don't want to get embarrassed
because you don't want, if you lose, you look bad. Yeah.
So. Like there's clips of Gordon Ryan who he doesn't even compete. I don't think he's competed in the gi since he was a purple belt. Only does no gi, widely considered the greatest probably ever no gi grappler. But he still has a black belt in the gi. But there's footage of him when he was a purple belt just destroying black belts in competition. So he would literally sign up for black belt competition as a purple belt and just destroy everybody. Not a good look for the black belts. They don't like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Chael was saying, it's a pretty crazy. He even took the fight, but Austin beat a black belt. I don't know if it was the one you watched that was also during quarantine. It definitely wasn't, because Austin was shirtless. He didn't wear a shirt at all, so it was definitely before that. And he beat. I think it was another 10th Planet. Maybe not 10th Planet. I don't want to butcher that. He beat another black belt at Submission Underground. He's a killer, dude. I don't think he's ever lost a grappling match or an MMA fight, Mr. Van Zant. So, but what? I put a little bit of money. I put a little bit of money on the Boogeyman to win, but I think it was because 5-minute matches are ridiculous. White belts compete at 5-minute matches. That's stupid. They should be 10 minutes. I think they all should be 10 minutes, but. So 5-minute match, of Austin being real aggressive, slapping the head and like trying to pass the guard, and then as soon as he saw that Richie had his leg, was still playing like a guard, was able to face him, he would back away. So there wasn't a whole lot of engagement, really. And I think that's a bummer. I think time put it. And then he locked up that Plata like real early on, and Chael was like, "Oh, that's it." Yeah. So I do think that Martinez is definitely a better grappler, I think. But it was kind of a game of come in and oh shit, like back away for 5 minutes, which isn't a long time, and then an overtime rule is where you only have the back or an armbar position. You know, there's no leg game, there's no nothing. You either if you hit that position, the time stops. So I think that the overtime rules didn't really favor the Boogeyman, but it is what it is. It was actually really entertaining. So congrats to him.
Yeah, so he won. I mean, with all like, you think neck tattoo, like, you know, kind of makes sense. Like MMA fighter now.
He's a bad dude, man. He really is. He's a really good grappler, really good fighter. And I mean, his fight style is all grappling too. You know, he takes you down, kind of mauls you type thing.
Mm-hmm. So that was the co-main, and then the main event. A lot of big in the jiu-jitsu world, huh? Leg locks don't work against.
This is a big moment in the jiu-jitsu world for sure. I think so. Anyways, I think it was a really big moment.
Dude, it was so weird because like. So it was Craig Jones versus
Vinny Magalhaes.
And that guy has been quoted as saying, "I've never been leg locked, whatever. They don't work." I don't know his full. You can.
It's because he's fought against some of the big leg lockers and beat them before they were kind of who they are today. Like he beat Gordon Ryan like at one point in time. No one's beaten Gordon Ryan in a long time. Gordon Ryan, like I said, is considered the GOAT, but the no-gi GOAT, and by almost everyone. The only other argument is Craig Jones, and Gordon's beaten him 3 or 4 times, but Gordon's way bigger, and they're teammates now. But so yeah, he's kind of like I'm gonna text you earlier. I call him the founding father of leg locks don't work because it's a thing. It's a thing. Like you'll find a video every now and then of a competition match, competition fight where a guy's like cranking on a heel hook and the other guy's like sitting like this, like nothing, and they're like hashtag leg locks don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's kind of what happened tonight. It's like
he got fucked up.
Work when you just let your ankle get fucking ripped apart. Yeah, I guess. If you decide to let your knee get shattered.
For those of you who didn't watch and didn't know, again, maybe not everyone listens as a grappling fan. We won't stay on this too long. But Craig Jones is either 1 or 2 best grapplers today, no-gi grapplers today. And he's obviously Danaher Death Squad guy, John Danaher guy, leg lock expert. And he's going against a guy, Vinny Magalhaes, who has basically, I think, probably started the whole basically like hashtag leg locks don't work type shit. So I was texting Alex. I'm like, dude, if Craig wins by leg lock, this is huge, right? Like, this is a big deal. So Craig has him, again, maybe the best leg locker. I mean, Gordon might be better. I always fuck his name. Lachlan Giles, I think is his name, Australian guy. Or Lachlan Giles, I think is how you say it. He's a super, super, super good leg blocker too. And then Gordon, and then Craig Jones. Gary Tonin as well. They're all teammates except for Giles. Sorry, I'm a jiu-jitsu nerd. Besides, everyone listening knows who those people are. Anyways, Craig Jones is a really, really, really good leg locker, and this is an interesting matchup. And then Craig has him in the nastiest heel hooks. And
I was like, how the fuck is this guy not tapping?
Oh, it was so gross. So everyone who's listening probably knows what a heel hook is, but you're securing the knee. You're not letting the knee move. It's like a knee reap and then a triangle with your legs, figure 4. And then the heel, I can't believe I'm explaining a heel hook to people, but the heel is a lever. It's just a lever. You're using that to twist. So you pull the heel up or down, whatever, right? and the knee's not moving. Obviously, if you don't know, the heel and the knee are supposed to move together. So you're stretching out the ligaments of the knee essentially. So it's not a foot lock. You're using the heel as a lever to rip the knee apart. Basically, it's a knee ligament submission. And Craig Jones is just cranking on that heel. And Vinny's like, "Yeah, I'm good. And it was so bad, like over and over. His foot's literally facing the wrong way.
And Craig Jones is like, "Dude, are you sure you're good?" Like, dude, that's what they were definitely talking about with him.
They keep stopping, right?
Yeah, so they're having a convo together. Yeah, and like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, they keep stopping and talking, and they're talking to the ref because Craig Jones would like let go of the foot and be like, okay, and the guy's like, no,
pretty sure I just shattered your knee, like, dude.
And then so they keep going over and over, and multiple times, Craig I think had 3 heel hooks at the time, and he would crank him for a second and let go, and they would talk.
For sure,
2 really, really good ones.
Yeah.
The first one I think was the worst one. At first I'm like, that's it. And then Vinny was like staying in there. I'm like, what the fuck? Does this guy have a superhuman knee? Like, what's going on here?
Obviously
and then
not.
Eventually, like mid conversation, like they're just talking, and then the ref's like tap, and they're like, "What the fuck happened?" And like winner by verbal tap, this guy, and Vinny can't move his foot or his leg, and the doctor comes in and starts moving around. It's like super swollen and purple. And then Craig Jones posted on Instagram later, like look at this guy, like I literally just broke his leg, and he's still trying to fight.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like he was just like, I can't let this not this way. You know, like I can't lose.
Yeah. He's just like, we're fine, we're good. I'm not tapping.
Like I'm surprised he didn't like escape it, or not really escape it, but just play it off again and like, all right, I'm just gonna let him like pass and choke me, so I can say I tapped to a choke instead. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, he kept fighting, and dude, that's crazy. Because like if you look at the like I'm looking at the picture right now, so his knee is facing up like normal, and his heel, which is obviously the lever and the anchor point of the submission, is facing completely north. So his heel is facing the same direction as his kneecap. Not how your leg's supposed to work. So Craig Jones wins via leg lock. Typically, we would get an interview of both guys, which would be more entertaining, and we'll see what Vinny has to say. I'm really excited to see what Vinny has to say to the jiu-jitsu media after this. It's pretty exciting. This is a big win for the leg lock community. Yeah. If you follow a lot of leg lock pages like I do, if you follow a lot of leg lock pages like I do,
work, huh?
The post I posted that from Gordon's story, I tagged him in it, so maybe you'll see it. I don't know. Because apparently leg locks do work. Like, yeah, I probably need some surgery, dude. I bet. Like, just look. I mean, you can see the Google. Look at the picture. Look at the picture.
Yeah, I saw it. Well, like he probably popped it the first time, and then the second time was just like, dude, there's nothing here, man.
Yeah, because I think they kept talking. I think Craig was letting it go, and he was like, dude, like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he realized something was wrong, and he was like, dude, I'm not like, it's a grappling match. I'm not trying to hurt you.
Your leg, yeah.
Right. Most people like, oh shit, tap, good job. But he's like, okay, dude, I just like broke your shit. Like, we don't have to keep going. And Vinny's probably like, leg locks don't work. I'm good. Like, let's keep going.
What?
Oh, dude, that was exciting.
He always looks like this, man.
Yeah. My knee and my foot always act like that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They always all of a sudden balloon up. Like,
yeah. Like Chuck kept saying, because there's multiple times that they just started talking and they like slap and bump, like, let's keep going. And Craig would probably hear it again pop, and he's like, dude, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And then remember they kept talking to the ref. He's probably like, dude, come on, like, you're really gonna let this guy keep going? Like, I assume that's what was being said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess eventually, after probably initial adrenaline set in, he's probably like, "Oh yeah, I can't like move my legs."
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the thing called? The javelin? Not the javelin. What's the thing called? The javel? Was that what it is? The judge hits?
Gavel.
Gavel. I said javelin.
Yeah.
a track event. Gavel. The gavel clashes. Click, click, click. Leg locks do work. This just in.
Click, click, click.
Everyone except 3 people on Earth knew that, but apparently, hopefully now there's confirmation.
All right.
What's next?
Now we can get into MMA news.
Let's hear it.
Finally, UFC 249 will happen. It has a venue. It has sanction from a state athletic commission. They're not rebel cowboys where senators are making phone calls and governors are calling fucking ESPN. Like,
fucking assholes.
Fucking finally. So UFC 249 will be in Jacksonville, Florida.
Without Khabib, though.
No Khabib. Khabib still can't get out of Russia, I guess.
Bummer.
Well, even
I think it's Ramadan now.
Let him in.
I think it's Ramadan now, anyway.
Yeah,
sure Ramadan started. I think so.
I
think so.
Anyways,
I saw Zabit Magomedsharipov posted something about it.
Yeah. So main card is fucking crazy stacked. I know we went over this.
Dude, the prelims are basically a main card any other day of the week.
Yeah. The prelims are like a UFC fight night. Main card.
Look at the third fight on there. No, okay. Let's go to the fourth fight. Jacare Souza versus Uriah Hall. Dude, that's a main event on a fight night any day of the week. It's a huge, crazy fight. Esparza versus the Karate Hottie is a main event, and I don't know how to say I know the guy. He actually grappled Gordon Ryan at Quintet. I think it's Alexia Olnik. I think is how you say it. He's a guy. He has like 100 fights. He's like so many fights. Versus a throwback, Mauricio Verdum. I think is how you say it. Old school. And then you got the rematch between Cowboy versus Pettis. Which I want to talk.
Cowboy wins, man. He's not a winner.
I think he wins. If you want to get into it right now, we can talk about it. Because I do want to talk about that fight.
I mean,
go ahead. What's next? We'll get to Cowboy. Do you want to talk about all of them?
No. Next week we'll break down everything.
Okay.
How about that?
I'll tell you what. I think Cowboy wins. I'll tell you that. I think.
A preview of our breakdown. You're feeling. I want Cowboy to win. I'm gonna be.
I think he wins.
I think
he wins. I said that. I mean, I texted. I don't think I've texted you this. I texted my cousin Travis. I sound like a broken record. But dude, Cowboy was literally on a whole nother level before he got the 3 hardest fights of anyone probably in the UFC's ever had in a row.
Yeah.
In a matter of 6 to 9 months, he fought Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. In a matter of like 6 or 9 months, he fought all 3 of those. And we're all of everyone is in a puzzle like, who would win between this guy and this guy? And there's all those 3 guys. And Cowboy's like, dude, I fought all of them. All of them. In like a very short time span. But before that, he was on a crazy tear. He was looking like a whole other Cowboy, dude. Armbarred Mike Perry in the first round. Crazy finish. After his camp abandoned him and was like, no, we're going to go with Mike Perry. Like, you train on your own. He's like, all right, roger that. Fucking broke Mike Perry's arm in the first round. Then he comes back and fights this young killer. I think he was 10-0, Alexander Hernandez. Beat the fuck out of him the whole time. Knocked him out in the second round. Crazy finish. Then he fought Ali Quinta, who's coming off. I don't remember if it was a loss to Khabib or if he beat Kevin Lee for the second time. He beat Kevin Lee twice. 5-round main event. Cowboy destroyed him for 25 minutes. It was like, holy fuck, who is this Donald Cerrone guy? Like this legend who's never looked this good before, ever. Then he gets Gaethje. No, sorry. Then he gets Tony Ferguson. And we're like, ooh, this is crazy. Cowboy won that first round. He definitely won that first round. Looked really good. Then Tony just did Tony. He turned it on. And doctor stoppage after the second round because Cowboy fucking blew his eye up. And it's like, okay, cool. I mean, Tony Ferguson has basically never lost ever. He lost to Michael Johnson fucking 13 fights ago. And because he broke his arm early, he lost the decision. And he fights Justin Gaethje, who's a fucking savage. So I think besides those are probably the 3 besides Khabib, there's the 3 toughest guys in the division. And those guys don't really lose. So I think Cowboy is honestly on another level, like as far as his career goes. And Pettis to me, I guess I'm doing a whole breakdown, whatever. Pettis to me hasn't looked that good. He had a really good first round against Tony Ferguson on the Conor versus Khabib card. And then Tony kind of turned it on, and it was doctor stoppage because of a broken hand. And then he kind of got tuned up by Nate Diaz, his next fight, Pettis did. And then he got choked out by a jiu-jitsu, like, world champion. I forget his name. His last fight. No, sorry. I skipped a fight. After the Diaz. Before the Diaz fight, Tony beat him. And then he moved up to a welterweight and knocked out Wonder Boy. He knocked out Stephen Thompson, but he was losing every second of that fight. And he threw one Superman punch off the cage and knocked him out when he was losing. So that made him look good. And then he lost to Diaz, and then he lost to I forget. I don't know if you can pull it up. Some jiu-jitsu guy, I forget his name. So, I mean, besides that knockout, he was losing that fight. I just don't think Pettis has looked that good. And I think if you discount those 3 fights against those 3 killers, I think Cowboys looked really, really, really good. And I think Cowboy took the 3 toughest fights in a row anyone in the UFC ever has, honestly.
Probably.
Yeah, and he's fucking like 38 years old. You know, so I think he's really 36, but he's been fighting forever and ever and ever. So I think Cowboy at this point in time is better than Pettis. And I said it to you. I think if Cowboy loses, I think he retires. But I don't think he will, man. I really think Cowboy has found a new groove, and those 3 killers have really padded that record. Like, well, he's lost 3 straight. Well, before that, he won 3 straight in spectacular fashion. I think Cowboy's good. I think Cowboy is better now, honestly, than he ever has been. And I think he beats Pettis. I do. And I think if he loses, I think he retires.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll be rooting for him. He is my favorite active fighter. So
that is the prelim main event.
Yeah.
So that's
good choice, too. It's a good choice. Because originally they had Calvin Kattar and Jeremy Stevens on there. I think Cowboy versus Pettis 2 is a much better fit.
So now Kattar. So then Greg Hardy is on the main card versus Castro. Yeah, you hate Greg Hardy, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I hated him until he put on a pretty good performance against Volkov, who I think used to be the Bellator heavyweight champ. So he's definitely really good. I mean, he lost every round.
Well, you can't say he's not like a fucking freak specimen. Like, that's what I want. I want more heavyweights to be Greg Hardy. Listen, like, I want more like former pro dudes who have that like professional
athlete, right?
body, like crazy athletes. I mean, he has a terrible
history.
Like,
he has a terrible history.
Dude, did you ever see the 911 call?
No.
Oh, dude, it's pretty.
I feel like it would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of weird about stuff like that.
Yeah, well, he's a piece of shit, but like.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. But now at least he's beating up men.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, he graduated.
Yeah. He moved up a level, I guess. But I don't know, man. He's not a likable guy to me. He made his own nickname up. And someone called him out on you can't just make your own nickname. He's like, why not?
I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Why not?
I guess. It's weird. I don't know, man. I just don't think he has charisma. Other than the fact he was an NFL
no one
star.
likes him. There's no one who's like fucking Greg Hardy.
Dude, I remember. I'll tell you a crazy prediction I had, which is kind of bonkers, but I've said it before. I am a Brendan Schaub fan. I know it's cool on the internet to make fun of him, but honestly, I love listening to him talk about fights. I think he definitely knows his shit.
I think he's funny too. So. All the people, I tell you, 1 or 2 people said he wasn't funny, and it became the new thing. Well, he gets shit because in the stand-up world,
maybe his stand-up sucks. I've never heard it. Have you?
No, but that's why there's a lot of hate for him for that because basically he rode the coattails of his his friends, and you're supposed to grind as a comedian for 10 years before you're headlining shows.
I remember Joe Rogan says you suck for 10 years. Basically.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. And it's oh, this guy's friends with Theo Von, Joe Rogan, and that crew, and like now he's a
Right.
fucking headliner. Like that's why people hate him, because like every other dude
shortcutted the comedy route.
Yeah, they had to grind 10 years before you ever get to that level. But then it's like, well, I mean, people are buying tickets, so suck a dick. Like they want to hear over you.
Before I even knew he did stand up, like listening to him on podcasts, I'm like, this motherfucker's funny.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was a funny motherfucker. I didn't know he was a comedian at the time. I was like, this motherfucker's funny as shit. But and I like it too. I remember like I hear people like what's the worst podcast you ever heard? They're like Below the Bell. I'm like, I like his podcast. I think it's fine. But anyways, when Greg Hardy first came in the scene, obviously Brendan Schaub was a former football player too. I think he was just practice squad in the NFL, and then he transitioned.
Yeah, he played at Colorado State, so like it wasn't like he was a premier.
I think he was like a fullback and D end or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I thought he played linebacker.
Maybe he did. But anyways, I think he was like a practice squad guy for the Broncos or something. I don't know. But then he transitioned to MMA, and it was really good for like a while. I think he was like 8-1 before he started losing, before he started fighting top 10 guys. So he definitely was pretty good.
Oh yeah, you were right. He was a fullback.
I think okay, definitely pretty good. If you look at his MMA record, I think he was 8-1 at one point. He was like top 10. Then he started losing to the top guys. But Jesus Christ, he knocked out Mikro Krokop, one of the best kickboxers ever.
I mean, yeah, he was old though.
He was old, sure, but I mean, could you knock out Mikro Krokop? Probably not.
And those little shorts? I don't know. My head off.
I think at one point in time, Brendan Schaub was, especially heavyweight, legitimately one of the best dudes on the planet. I think he really was. But he gets shit for whatever reason. I don't know. But what was I getting at here? I was getting at something.
You're talking about
Greg Hardy. So
no one's Hardy fan. Like no one's Brendan.
He would like but Brendan Schaub would like destroy Greg Hardy. Like when he's talking about him.
Yeah.
He's like, the guy sucks, has no skill. Like I was like, and then I had in my head, I'm like, Schaub's gonna come out of retirement to fight Greg Hardy. Who again, maybe unpopular opinion, I would certainly favor Schaub. Schaub's a well-rounded fighter. Like very well-rounded.
Yeah, so this will be interesting because it'll be another like real test for Greg Hardy. Like, what if he goes out and fucking knocks him out in like the first round? Like, then you have to be like, all right, like, he's got to be ranked then, right? For heavyweight?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think he gets ranked after if he knocks out the Castro in the first round?
No.
Is he ranked yet? Let's see.
Who's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15?
That's what I'm looking at.
Heavyweight.
Dude, I just feel like heavyweight is not that deep. I wish
it's not. No, you're right. It's not. I don't think it is. But I mean, he really has only beaten bums.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And one of my favorite guys, that the Jan guy, I think it was Jan. Maybe it was another guy that he beat like really quickly. Like the guy held on to a single leg like forever, and Greg just punched him, like knocked him out. And the guy had like a pretty good record like before. He was like 9-1. I remember of all people, Brendan Schaub was like, "Okay, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I want to know who those 9 guys were that this other guy beat like before, because that guy was terrible."
All right, so who's 13? Okay, so dude, I've never even heard of some of these guys.
Okay.
Augusto, Saki, Aleski Olenek is 12.
There you go. He's fighting.
Yeah. Blagio Avena. Oh my god, dude, fuck.
Hang on. Well, I know.
Boy.
I might be able to help you out. I realize I have a computer here, so hang on. I'll help you out.
Walt Harris. So Overeem.
Overeem is what?
8th. Hollister.
Overeem would fucking destroy Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Destroy him in every fashion of the matter. Or however you say that phrase.
The guy who's 15th right now is Cyril Gain.
All right, hang on. Let's find heavyweight. Here we go. Okay, yeah, I don't know the first 13. Alexia Olenek would choke the fuck out of Greg Hardy. You're right. I really don't know. Walt Harris, Overeem, Volkov already fought him. Rosenstruck, Okay. If Greg Hardy made it in the top 13, everyone else fucks him up. That's what I say.
You think? Yeah.
In every fashion.
Yeah.
In every fashion.
Top 10. Especially
Olenek is 12. Olenek has like 45 submission wins. He's like a crazy good grappler. And Greg Hardy has 0 grappling. Strangle the fuck out of him. I don't know who 11 and 10 are, but whatever. Walt Harris would fuck him up. Overeem would fuck him up however he wanted to. Volkov, it was a close fight, but he definitely won every round. Rosenstruck would knock him the fuck out for sure. Derek Lewis would knock him the fuck out for sure.
Dude,
Junior Santos would choose whether to knock him out or choke him out.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades would ground and pound the dog shit out of him, and Ghana would knock him out, and DC would fucking ground and pound the shit out of him. Yeah, I don't think Greg Hardy has a fucking chance at top 10.
Yeah. Now that I read that list, I'm in full agreement.
I tell you what, I hate to disagree with you. But now that I read the list, the heavyweight top 10 is pretty stacked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, now that I read, I'm like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, the heavyweight top 10 is pretty legit. Yeah, no, Greg Hardy is going to land spots because he has a big name, but I don't think he ever beats any of those guys in that top 10, dude. Mm-hmm. Those guys kind of will be able to do whatever they want with him, I think.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Brendan Shaw would come out of retirement and fucking darce his ass. So.
Yeah.
What do I know?
So the other thing that changed, so originally we were supposed to get 3 championship bouts. We're supposed to get Nunez and Spencer, but Nunez dropped out.
Smart move.
Real fucking
she's widely considered the GOAT.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to take a fight. I mean, why risk it, right? Like I think her whole thing is like, I haven't had a camp. Like, I'm fighting for my legacy here. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think anyone's questioning that. Like, she's not gonna beat the dog.
That's a good move.
Spencer.
Yeah.
We
talked about it before. I'm like, that's the only fight I'm pretty confident on.
Yeah.
Felicia Spencer's good, man. But Nunez is just something else.
Dude, whenever she went up in weight and beat Cyborg, like I was like, holy fuck. She was like, yeah,
Nunez is
10 pounds and knock out this other woman who seemed to be unbeatable.
Yeah. I think that was her first loss. I don't think Cyborg's ever lost besides that one fight.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't think she has. But yeah, I mean, it's a bummer because 3 title fights is cool, you know. But I think she did the right thing, and I think, like I said, I think it was a legacy type thing. Like I got a lot on the line here. Like, I'm the only active defending double champ. I haven't had a camp. I haven't really been training. Like, I really would rather not risk it. Like, I'll fight her in the summer when I can have a camp. You know what I mean? It's not like she's dodging the fight. She just doesn't want it right now. I think it's a good move, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think she could wake up from a nap with fucking Cheeto dust on her face and beat the shit out of Felicia Spencer. I'm just saying. Sorry, Felicia Spencer. She'd go, what? Who? Someone's in the house?
Yeah.
Who is it? Felicia Spencer?
Yeah.
I got this.
Flaming hot.
Cheeto on this side, Drew on this side. All right, who's the intruder? Felicia Spencer? Oh, why'd you even wake me? You could have let me sleep another 2 minutes till she got in the bedroom.
All right.
Nothing but love for Felicia Spencer. Sorry.
You can come on the podcast.
I think Nunez is so much better in every way. Sorry.
All right.
Apparently Nunez doesn't think that way. She wants more time. She wants a camp. So
yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
He's afraid of Felicia.
So she has more respect for Spencer than we do. No offense.
Yeah. I'm sure she respects that better.
All right, let's move on.
So besides the May 9th card, they're then stacking cards now. So then we're gonna have another fight night on May 13th, and then another fight night on May 16th. So just
one of them is Walt Harris and
Have they fully announced them yet?
They announced the main events. I think the 13th or the 16th. I could be mixing. One of the main events is Glover Teixeira, however you say his name, versus Anthony Lionheart Smith is the light heavyweight main event. And the other one is Walt Harris versus whoever he had a fight booked with.
There's one where it's like St. Preux.
OSP.
Yeah, OSP versus Ben Rothwell will be the May 13th.
The main event?
I don't know. I
don't think so. I think Anthony Smith versus Glover.
On May 16th, Wolverine, Walt Harris.
Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris. That's a good fight. Really good fight. I'm a big Alistair Overeem fan. I can't believe that guy can still walk. That guy, I think, has been knocked out more than anyone else in UFC history.
Yeah.
He seems fine. Like, it's crazy. But that guy should have, like, CT to the motherfucking, like, E minus MC squared. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should be locked
Anthony
up.
Smith, Glover Teixeira, the 13th main event.
That's the main event, right? That's a good fight, dude. Anthony Smith's really good. I like Anthony Smith a lot.
Yeah.
I know Travis always gives him shit for losing really bad to John Jones, but I mean, Jesus Christ. His next fight was with Alexander Gustafsson, and he choked him unconscious. So he's pretty fucking good.
So all of these fights again are sanctioned and happening in Jacksonville. Like, no, we're not gonna get our like feet ripped out from us. It seems like these are happening. Like, and it's if you're a U.S. fighter, there's no issue in getting to fucking Florida. So
that's the only issue, right? Is the international guys, right?
Yeah, if you're an international, but if you're a U.S. fighter, there shouldn't be. Is there any international people on this card?
No, that's what I watch. Not anymore. I mean, I think Overeem. Why do I feel like Overeem is maybe he's American. I might be fucking that up. I feel like Mauricio Verdum is definitely Brazilian.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe he's been staying in the U.S. forever.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, but so that's where these cards are going to be in Jacksonville. But there's the Fight Island, the notorious Fight Island.
This is exciting.
It's still going to be a thing. They're still going to create.
Yeah.
Dude, they can't not now. Even if this is over, there's like, dude, I think we should just have a Fight Island. Like,
no, I think it was already bought and purchased before the card got shut down.
And they were they were planning on doing like, dude, because like, think about that. Like,
what are you gonna do? Turn it like never mind?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Well, like, I don't know if they were like, so say before this all happened, like, it would make sense to me as a business venture to be like, let's build like our own like UFC casino and resort, like have host fights there. Just like every once in a while, we leave Vegas and do like an island fight, and then like, dude, I'm sure there's lots of people that would pay to have a casino. They definitely would have like a casino there where you like go for the weekend, gamble, watch fights, and like it's like a vacation.
So crazy idea. If it's up and running in June, they always have International Fight Week with a crazy big card, July 4th weekend. Have International Fight Week, July 4th weekend on the island, dude. That'd be cool. That'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It's called International Fight Week. You don't have to have it in the continental U.S., right?
Dude, I wonder if they'd have like an outdoor octagon. That'd be sick.
Like so right here.
He always does outdoor ice once a year.
Dana White said octagon on the beach, dude.
Damn. That's
he says octagon on
the beach.
Now they've done this. They've done this before. Not the UFC. I could fuck this up.
Dude, it's like legit Roman gladiator shit. Like,
I think when Jorge Masvidal fought Yves Edwards way back in the day, I don't remember the promotion. I think they fought on the beach, but I think it was rings, like rings with ropes, like boxing ring. Mm-hmm. I think they had like a covering of it though. But they've done fights outside for sure.
Yeah, dude.
But a UFC octagon on the beach, dude, that's never done. That's crazy.
No, then they should start doing it like with like what NCAA started doing, and like doing them on like ship carriers, like fucking
cool.
Think how much like the sailors would fucking love that shit.
I know they would.
He came on deck, huh?
I know for a fact they would.
Yeah, like maybe that's what they're thinking. It's like, I think that's cool. Like, why not do like every once in a while do one on the island?
This whole thing might change the game. You might be an island here, a cruise ship here, military vessel here. Who knows? That'd be crazy.
So that's exciting to see. Did anyone figure out where it is yet? Has that leaked yet?
No, I'm sure it will, but I don't think it has yet.
No, well, eventually they have to announce where it is. But
I think it's going to be so legit because they were trying to get ready in like a week. Now they have till June. They're gonna have some shit squared away, dude. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be nice. That's so cool. It's what was Homeboy's place called? Fuck Island. Come on now, help me out here.
Fuck Island.
The guy Epstein.
Did
Yeah.
he call it Fuck Island?
I mean, I think that's what everyone else called it after the fact. I'm sure he didn't call it that. I think they bought his shit, dude.
I did see that. I did see one of the headlines that said it's a rumor to be the former island of Jeffrey Epstein.
They bought Fuck Island. They changed it to Fight Island.
Yeah, dude. They just borrowed a couple letters, you know.
Kind of eerie,
Yeah.
but whatever. Whatever. I mean, I want to see, dude. I want to see fights. I want to see an octagon on the beach, like on the sand, like with waves in the background, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, be
the
dope.
only thing is, it'd be hard to do at night. You have to kind of do it during the day. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I'd want to see it during the day. You have to have sunlight. You know what I mean?
The sun is like a factor. Like
you have to have sun. I feel like.
Yeah, like the heat, how hot it is, like.
They'll figure it out.
That's like primal fighting, man. Like the gladiator days. You're outside in the fucking.
I'm just saying that the cards would be at weird times if they had the sun on. I would think, depending on where the island is.
Yeah, what time zone it is, it might be fucking. If it's 6 hours behind, it could be like 6 p.m. Eastern time or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I'm down for it. That'd be fun. Super sweet.
Yeah, so we get to see that unveil in the next couple of months.
Yeah, fuck yeah. June's not too far away. What's next, Alex?
So, we're doing good on time, actually. So, next up is Alexander Volkanovski.
Volkanovski.
Stupid names. He wants to defend his featherweight title on this Fight Island, on the beach, in the sand. Damn, dude, they're going to make like sick promos.
I know.
Promo videos for the island are going to be fucking
yeah. The promo on point. I think, dude, the best promo the best official in a long time, MMA or UFC promo I've seen, the Colby Covington versus Usman promo was so good that the UFC put out. Like their promos like turned to shit like after Conor McGregor, I feel like, and then they got really good. Like the Khabib Tony one before the coronavirus happened was like a really good promo. I think they were doing and then the Conor Cowboy one was so good. They had like the remix of Rolling Stones Paint It Black.
Maybe they like hired someone new, like some guy got the new like VP of marketing or whatever.
I remember the Conor Cowboy one. It was like Joe Rogan talking, and it was like Conor McGregor is one of the best stars ever. And it was like the remix was like, I see a red door and I want it painted black. And they're like, who's he gonna face? And it was Don Cerrone like riding on the horse shooting shit. And he was like, I know a guy. And it was so good. It was so cool.
Dude, that's just skill. Like being able to create like that shit isn't art. Like
oh my god, it was so good. And then the Colby Covington was so good. The Covington Usman was like that was when I was like, oh, they got the promos back. Like these are fucking solid. I remember it was showing, and like we've talked about it a bajillion times in the podcast. I won't go into it. They have such similar fight styles. It was showing clips of Usman just slamming dudes and mauling them, and then cut to Colby Covington just slamming dudes and mauling them. And then he was like, Usman, where are you at? And then Usman was like, I'm gonna fuck this dude up. And then it would play the crazy music, and it was showing their highlights, and it would show him like facing off. It was so good. Yeah. Oh my god! And then obviously the fight lived up. It was such a good fight.
Yeah.
The promos since like December have been on fire, and like you said, these Fight Island promos are gonna be sick.
Yeah. So
Brian Ortega responds, right?
Yeah, Brian Ortega is like he's down.
I love Brian Ortega. I'm a big fan, dude.
Slap some more translators. He's ready.
It won't happen. I think the next fight for Volkanovski is pretty obvious. It's the Holloway rematch. Like Holloway definitely deserves it. I mean, he's arguably. I mean, I still think Jose Aldo should be considered the best featherweight, the greatest featherweight of all time. But he's definitely next, and he's like 27. Like Jesus Christ. Like the amount that I think he has the. I don't want to say it. I could be wrong. I think he has either tied or the most title defenses in featherweight at like a super young age, Holloway. And Volkanovski just beat him, which I did predict. Pat myself on the back, but he definitely deserves a rematch. I think he'll get it. I don't think Volkanovski is going to defend his belt again, especially it was a decision. It was pretty close. I mean, I felt pretty confident. It was Volkanovski, but I think Holloway rematch makes the most sense. Brian Ortega is just chirping back.
Mm.
I still think Brian Ortega should fight Zabit. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Brian. So if in case you didn't know, or if listeners didn't know, Brian Ortega is a fucking stud. The guy was undefeated until he fought for the title, and Max kind of beat him up pretty good, but hasn't fought since. So he's definitely a stud. And I think I've mentioned it way earlier on the podcast. Brian Ortega was the betting favorite against Max Holloway, which is pretty bonkers because he's kind of dismantled everyone until he fought. And it was kind of like a Darren Till story. You know, he was too fast, like wasn't ready for like that champion quality. But Brian Ortega's a stud. Like he's only lost one fight ever, and it was to Max Holloway. I mean, Jesus Christ. So he's definitely good. He's definitely had really bad luck with injuries, but I would love to see Brian Ortega fight for the belt against Volkanovski, but I don't think he will. I think he needs one more win before he comes back. I think the Holloway rematch makes the most sense, especially if it's on the island and we have that much time to prepare for it. It's not like Ortega's coming in on short notice. I think Holloway gets the rematch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
but interesting though, he's the only one who tricked back at Volkanovski.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
simply put, Brian Ortega can beat a lot of people, specifically Korean translators. They don't stand much of a chance.
K-pop stars.
Put all the money on Ortega versus translators.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess
else?
did see it's not in here. I saw like the plan is for Khabib to have a fight after Ramadan. I saw that was announced.
September, October-ish, right?
So
yeah, he obviously fight the winner.
Hopefully it'll be Tony.
I know. I think.
Dude, I just rewatched the other day. I rewatched Gaethje Poirier.
I haven't saw that fight in a long time.
Yeah, dude, that's a good fucking fight. Like
Poirier got a late knockout, right?
Huh?
Late knockout? Wasn't a late knockout Poirier got?
Second or third round.
Okay.
But like, dude, it was a third round because all the 2 rounds were like pretty good. Like Darren or why did I just say Darren?
Justin Poirier.
Fucking
Justin.
Justin destroys his legs. I never realized how good at leg kicks he fucking is.
Insane.
Like, dude, the way I couldn't believe he was I thought he was gonna win on leg kicks. Like, just fucking was cutting them down like a tree trunk.
Rogan has talked about it before. He's like, this guy was a wrestler who just learned leg kicks. Like, he's so good, you'd think he had like a long Muay Thai background.
Yeah,
they're so good and they're so hard.
And he just always keeps going forward. It's crazy. So that made me think. Quick prediction here. I guess we can end on
Sure.
Next show we'll talk about the whole card.
Yeah, we'll go in more detail.
Because that'll be a week ahead.
That'll be the week. That'll be the week to do fight predictions.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and give a quick prediction though. Go ahead, Alex.
I think Tony will win. I want Tony to win because it's gonna fuck up the world if he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think he has to take him on the ground, man. Because and it's because Gaethje's one of those guys who's an elite wrestler and doesn't use it. That we always keep bringing up, and it's fucking weird. But
if he's that good of a wrestler, he's gonna be hard to take down.
Yeah, but Tony likes
to pull guard, maybe. Tony
pull guard roll or whatever. Tony was doing that. He'll do some type of shit like that or something.
An M&R roll, maybe.
Yeah, that.
Tony's got really good heel hooks. Tony's a really good leg locker. Luckily for Tony, we just found out today they work. So
yeah, thank God. Just went out. The verdict, the gavel has been tapped. Whatever you said.
He goes, man, I was thinking about M&R rolling to a heel hook, but I wasn't sure that heel hooks worked until today.
Thank God. Thank you, Craig.
Tony has really good leg locks for sure.
Even though I think we're gonna see some fucking awesome shots because one, Gaethje just keeps going forward no matter what in every fight and just takes fucking punishment.
And so does Tony, though. This is
I know.
interesting.
I think it's going to be cool to see them like kind of throw a little bit, but I think the way Tony finishes it has to be on the ground.
That's a good prediction. And here's my worry. But okay, so I'll say two things. And we can wrap this up, but I'm gonna say two things. So the one thing I'm gonna say is if Poirier can finish it on his fucking feet, so can Tony. I'll say that. Tony's a better striker. No, Poirier has really good boxing, but I think overall as a striker, Tony's probably better. Certainly on the ground, he's better. But if Poirier can finish on his feet, and so can Eddie Alvarez, I don't see how Tony can't. But the other thing I'll say is, okay, two more things to say. Everyone needs to be rooting for Tony Ferguson this week. Because the whole reason, it's not just because he got canceled so many times. The whole reason we want Tony and Khabib is because it's such a good matchup, stylistically. This is the match we all need to see. And unless you are like the biggest Justin Gaethje fanboy, like if you just want a really good fight, that's great. You should want a really good fight and Tony Ferguson to win, because we all need to be Tony Ferguson fans in 2 weeks, because we need this. I like Justin Gaethje. He's a stud, dude. I really like the kid. I want Tony Ferguson to win. I need to see Tony and Khabib. And if Justin Gaethje wins, it fucks it all up. Now, here's the last thing I need to say is I had two worries, and I think I talked about it. I don't know if we have. Before this was all official, a potential Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson matchup is that Tony has proved to be very hittable. He's hittable. He gets hit, he gets hurt. He really does. He does some crazy rolling, crazy bullshit. He got hurt against Pettis. He got hurt real bad against Pettis. He did some crazy, unorthodox rolling shit till he gets his shit right. And then hopefully the guy jumps on top of him. Tony has a really good guard, really good jiu-jitsu game, obviously, under Eddie Bravo. If you're really hittable, the two guys you don't want to get hit by are Conor McGregor and Justin Gaethje. Yeah. Because those guys knock everyone out. So that's where I'm a little scared, because Tony definitely gets hit. He definitely gets hit. And Justin Gaethje's right hand is fucking as devastating as right hand as we've seen in a long time. Just like Conor McGregor's left hand is. So I do think Justin Gaethje could fucking sleep Tony Ferguson. He hit so hard. Overall, as a fighter, I think Tony Ferguson's better in every fashion. Maybe not wrestler. Tony Ferguson, I think, he's a national champion, though. And he actually uses it. But we'll take wrestling out. Tony has better grappling, jiu-jitsu. Tony has overall better striking, I think.
Yeah,
but
Tony has a wrestling tattoo on his.
Yeah, USA Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
But he's not a knockout artist. He's not gonna, like Conor McGregor and Justin Gaethje. Conor lands that left hand, and you wake up in a month. Justin Gaethje lands that right hand, same thing. So I think it's a little scary because Gaethje hits so hard. I think that's a little scary. I'm not worried about his leg kicks. I'm not really worried about his wrestling. I think if Tony can survive a knockout, he wins pretty easily. But I think it's going to be a good fight. Short prediction, I'll take Ferguson. And I think unless you're a crazy person, you need to be rooting for Tony Ferguson so we can see there could be a fight. Yeah. Gotta be. Yeah. You need to see the fight. Honestly, even if you're a Gaethje fan, like Gaethje's young, he'll be around for a minute. Tony's like 37 years old. Like, if we don't get this matchup now, we probably never will. Even if you're a Gaethje fan, like send him a DM, tell him you're sorry, but you need Tony. We all need Tony to win this fight. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy he's even taking it, to be honest. We talked about it before. I don't think he even should.
Yeah, like now it's like, nah.
Conor McGregor, Justin Gaethje should be the main event for the next title shot after Khabib and Tony are done. I've said it before. That's my final statement. Obviously, it doesn't fucking matter now. That's what should be done. This main event should be Conor McGregor, Justin Gaethje. Winner gets title shot after Tony and Khabib fight. Tony's being a fucking G and a baller and a gangster for taking this fight. We all need him to win. Let's all do ourselves a favor for the MMA gods and root for Tony Ferguson in 2 weeks.
Yes.
All right. I don't have anything else if you don't have anything else.
Nope. It was good.
All right. Cool.
All right, brother.
You done? All right. Thanks for doing this, man. And in case you guys didn't know, leg locks do work. We just found out. It was a myth until
Breaking
today. Today, this is not all the other ADC wins and championships via leg locks and people screaming and grabbing their knee and not walking right for months. None of that mattered until tonight when Vinny Magalhaes refused to tap and got fucked up really bad.
We'll find out how
so
bad he is.
If you haven't seen it, you need to watch. It's on UFC Fight Pass. Submission Underground 13. Watch the main event. Craig Jones just literally hurt it so bad he didn't tap, and Craig Jones let go and was like, "Bro,
Dude, are you sure?" Like twice.
So bad. The guy's fucked up. I can't wait to see what like the aftermath. But so leg locks do work. Maybe Tony Ferguson will land the M&R roll and rip Justin Gaethje's knee apart. Who knows? If you don't have anything else, Alex, you good?
Yep.
All right. Follow me on Instagram at DriveForMMA. Shoot me a question. And, one last question, Alex. I forgot to ask. I was supposed to ask in the beginning of the show. I forgot. Ready?
Yeah.
We'll end with this. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at DriverMMA. Follow us on YouTube, the Doctor and the Driver pod. No, just the Doctor and the Driver on YouTube.
Yeah.
The link for our YouTube channel is in my Instagram bio. Like and subscribe, of course. And Alex, how long until you started shitting at your girlfriend's house? That's like a big move.
Oh, dude, bro, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, it's not really an answer. Not really an answer, but okay.
How long did I start to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Like at first, like you don't want to be like pooping like around.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Now I don't give a fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like a couple months in, you were just like,
like a month. And I was like, guess what? I'm about to.
So you're not gonna be quiet and be like, I'll be back. Short about.
I'm ready to go take a shit.
No shit.
On the ass and tell her to go give me a sandwich.
You said.
No, I don't do that.
I didn't think so.
That would.
Right.
But I do tell her I gotta go I'm gonna go lose some weight.
Do you have I assume you stay in her bedroom, yes?
Yeah.
Does she have her own bathroom?
Yeah.
So you shit with the door open in her bedroom with her in there?
No.
Oh, I thought you just said you shit with the door open.
Yeah, I have, but the bathroom's not attached to her bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're a baller, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're a baller. I wanted to end on that.
Yep.
Sorry. Maybe a little bit of humor for people.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, if not anything else, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Again, YouTube channel, The Doctor and the Driver. Go to my Instagram page. Link is there. Like and subscribe. All that other bullshit. I'll pull Louis J. Gomez. We'll go on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Good comment. And then no, don't do it. But I'll say it. And we'll see you guys next week. And we'll do some legit breakdowns and predictions for this UFC 249 card. We'll go out on a limb and say this is probably the best fucking card I think in the history of UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be the best as far as names. Every single person on this card could at least be a main event on a fight night. This is including prelims. Like, this is crazy good card. So we'll get next week, Saturday or Sunday, we'll do a full breakdown of the card and give predictions, and we'll try to keep it fun. I don't think we've done this before, Alex. We'll try to write down a prediction, especially if we disagree. Keep a tally maybe on how good we are, especially if fight's going to be up and running and regular again.
Yep.
Kind of fun to see. Anyways, all right, guys. Later, motherfuckers. Wash your hands.
Love you.
See ya. Love ya.